Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Saira Mushtaba and with me is R.S. Raghu with the evening news. The headlines. Jagdeep Dhankar takes oath as Vice President of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes him very best for a fruitful tenure. India Post sells more than 1 crore national flags in just 10 days. Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah to inaugurate National Conference of Rural Cooperative Banks in New Delhi tomorrow. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha vows to deal with terrorists and their supporters in a befitting manner. Delhi government makes wearing of face mask mandatory in public places after surge in COVID cases. Senior Trinamool Congress leader Anubrat Mondal sent to CBI custody till August 20 in Asansol after his arrest in cattle smuggling case. China shields a Pakistan-based global terrorist from United Nations sanctions despite incontrovertible evidence. And UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting tonight to address the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. And now the news in detail. Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar was sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India today. President Draupadi Murmu administered the oath of office to Mr. Dhankar at Rashtrapati Bhavan.
मैं जगदीप धनखड़ ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि
मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, former President Ramnath Kovind, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and many union ministers were present at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, Mr. Dhankar paid tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, at Rajghat this morning. He placed a wreath at Gandhiji's memorial and bowed before the Samadhi with folded hands. The Prime Minister congratulated Mr. Dhankar on taking oath as the Vice President. In a tweet today, Mr. Modi congratulated Mr. Dhankar on becoming the Vice President and wished him the very best for a fruitful tenure. India Post has sold more than 1 crore national flags through post offices as well as online to citizens within a span of just 10 days. The Department of Post has taken Har Ghar Tiranga campaign to every citizen of the country with its network of 1,50,000 post offices. These flags have been sold by the department at a very economical price of 25 rupees. For online sale, the department has provided free doorstep delivery to any address across the country. More than 1.75 lakh flags have been purchased online by the citizens through the e-post office facility. The sale of the national flag through post offices is open till the 15th of August. Citizens can visit the nearest post offices or the e-post office and obtain the national flag and become a part of Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. They can also take a selfie with the flag and upload it on www.harghartiranga.com and register their participation.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today noted people's enthusiastic participation in Har Ghar Tiranga Abhiyan. In a tweet, he said, the spirit symbolizes the country's unity and integrity. Mr. Modi said, the spirit will take India to a new height in Amrit Kal. The Prime Minister also shared a video where he interacted with youngsters on Raksha Bandhan and gave them the tricolour. He said it was an unforgettable Raksha Bandhan for him. Mr. Modi said every Indian has a special bond with the Tiranga. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has said that the 75th year of India's independence will be celebrated in a grand scale in the state. Addressing media persons in Mysuru today, the Chief Minister said that as part of the celebrations, over 1 crore national flags will be hoisted across the state according to the Har Ghar Tiranga call given by the Prime Minister. Each and every Gram Panchayat has been asked to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in a meaningful way. Beginning this August 15 and lasting up to August 15 next year, a year-long campaign will also be launched to create awareness about the significance of the independence enjoyed by the people and efforts being made to create a new vibrant India. This is according to the Amrit Kal concept announced by the Prime Minister himself.
अब हर घर की छत पर शान से फहरेगा तिरंगा, गुनगुनाए जाएंगे नव विकास के गीत, आन बान शान का प्रतीक राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगा। आइए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर इस स्वाधीनता दिवस हर घर फहराते हैं तिरंगा और लेते हैं भव्य और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण का संकल्प।
आइए हर घर फहराएं तिरंगा।
Minister of State for Defence Ajay Bhatt today addressed the NCC cadets who are participating in the 76th Independence Day celebrations at the Red Fort in New Delhi. These cadets have been chosen from all districts in the country. Addressing the cadets, Mr. Bhatt said the warriors who sacrificed their lives for the country will always be a source of inspiration for all of us. He described NCC cadets as the future soldiers who would be a strong pillar for maintaining the unity and integrity of this country. He hoped that some of these cadets will bring the country fame by reaching top positions in different fields. The Minister of State for Defence encouraged the NCC cadets to implement the essence of the Prime Minister's message in their lives with utmost integrity. Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah will inaugurate the one-day National Conference of Rural Cooperative Banks tomorrow in New Delhi. The conference is being organized by the Ministry of Cooperation and the National Federation of State Cooperative Banks, NAFSCOB. Mr. Shah will also present performance awards to select state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, DCCBs or PACs, and felicitate a few short-term cooperative credit institutions for 100 years of service. The government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been working for the betterment of agriculture and rural areas, and as the government's investment in agriculture infrastructure increases, so does the role and potential of cooperatives.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur today congratulated the Kangra Central Cooperative Bank on its phenomenal turnaround. The bank, which had suffered a loss of around 46 crore rupees, has earned a profit of 87 crores in 2021-22. He expressed happiness that this also happens to be the highest ever profit earned by the bank. In Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has condemned the attack on a security force camp in Darhal Tehsil of Rajouri district. He vowed to deal with terrorists and their supporters in a befitting manner. 2 terrorists carried out a Fidaiin attack on an army camp in Rajouri district in the wee hours today, killing 3 soldiers. Both attackers were gunned down in the 4-hour firefight. In a tweet, Mr. Sinha said that he strongly condemns despicable terrorist attack in Rajouri. Paying tributes to brave soldiers who made supreme sacrifice, Mr. Lieutenant Governor offered his heartfelt condolences to the families of the brave hearts martyred in the attack. Still with Jammu and Kashmir, 2 women were washed away in the flash floods of Ramban district of Jammu division today. The flash floods were triggered by heavy rain in Meher area of Ramban district. Police and the army have launched search operations to trace the women.
In Uttarakhand, normal life has been affected due to incessant rains in several districts of the state. In Uttarkashi, many roads have been blocked due to landslides. A person who came from Tamil Nadu to visit Gangotri Dham got washed away at the Ganga Ghat. The search operation is underway in this regard. On the other hand, 6 shops, including an ATM, were washed away in the floods in Purola. Bank manager Chanchal Joshi told that there were about 24.5 lakh rupees cash in the ATM. The national highways in the district are closed between Dharasu and Silkayara at many places due to debris. The Delhi government has made wearing of face mask mandatory in public places to contain the spread of coronavirus. Those found violating the rule will be liable to pay a fine of 500 rupees. However, it is not applicable to those travelling in a private car. The national capital reported 2,146 COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours as against 2,495 reported on Tuesday. A health bulletin said 8 people lost their lives due to the virus. The COVID positivity rate of the city has now risen to 17.83%.
In Karnataka, Health Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has requested citizens to take the booster dose as the COVID positivity rate is showing a rising trend. Addressing media persons in Bengaluru today, Dr. Sudhakar said that the average positivity rate in the state has reached 7.2%. He expressed disappointment that only 17% of people have taken the booster dose in the state. He called upon youth to take the lead to take their family members for the booster dose vaccination. In West Bengal, senior Trinamool Congress leader Anubrat Mondal has been sent to the CBI custody today for 10 days by a special CBI court. He was arrested this morning in connection with the cattle smuggling case. Earlier, he was produced before the special court in Asansol, which sent him to the CBI custody till 20th of this month. Anubrat Mondal is being brought to the Nizam Place in Kolkata tonight. He was arrested from his house in Bolpur. Following the arrest of Trinamool Congress leader Anubrat Mondal, the opposition BJP alleged that he deserves to be in jail and should not be set free again. West Bengal BJP President Sukanta Majumdar claimed that the TMC leader was closely associated with Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. BJP MP Dilip Ghosh alleged that Anubrat Mondal has ruined many lives and tortured people in Birbhum. However, TMC Lok Sabha MP Saugat Roy said Mondal was a good organizer for the party and he was disappointed at his arrest. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Jagdeep Dhankar takes oath as Vice President of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes him very best for fruitful tenure. India Post sells more than 1 crore national flags in just 10 days. Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah to inaugurate National Conference of Rural Cooperative Banks in New Delhi tomorrow. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha vows to deal with terrorists and their supporters in a befitting manner. Delhi government makes wearing of face masks mandatory in public places after surge in COVID cases. Senior Trinamool Congress leader Anubrat Mondal sent to CBI custody till August 20th in Asansol after his arrest in cattle smuggling case. China shields the Pakistan-based global terrorist from United Nations sanctions despite incontrovertible evidence. UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting tonight to address the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
बर्फ से ढके पहाड़,
हवा के साथ झूमते चीड़ चिनार,
झीलों पर तैरते शिकारे,
हरी भरी घाटियों के दिलकश नजारे।
आकाशवाणी समाचार आपके लिए लेकर आया है जम्मू कश्मीर विशेष श्रृंखला एक नई सुबह।
हम बात करते हैं विकास की, निवेश की,
पर्यटन की, संस्कृति की
और रोज हो रहे बदलावों की। FM गोल्ड पर सुनिए हर शुक्रवार रात 9:15 पर आकाशवाणी समाचार की विशेष प्रस्तुति
जम्मू कश्मीर एक नई सुबह।
Welcome back. You're listening to the evening news. Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Dharmendra Pradhan, and Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Thakur, will address the Yuva Samvad India at 2047 in New Delhi tomorrow. Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Nishit Pramanik, will also grace the event. around 400 youth, including national youth awardees and youth delegates, who have been sent by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to various countries to represent India as part of international youth delegations, will participate in the event.
देश के भविष्य के लिए स्टैंड अप इंडिया, स्टार्ट अप इंडिया, स्टैंड अप इंडिया।
ये है नया भारत और नए भारत की नींव रख रहे हैं हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। दुनिया के सबसे बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स आज इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं भारतीय स्टार्टअप्स में। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के कारण आज भारतीय स्टार्टअप्स और भी ज्यादा तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। प्रगति की इस गाथा को आप तक पहुंचाने आ गया है स्टार्टअप चैंपियंस का दूसरा संस्करण, एक ऐसा टीवी शो जहां आपको मिलेंगे चुनिंदा स्टार्टअप्स और स्टार्टअप एक्सपर्ट। भारत के युवाओं के हौसलों की कहानियां देखेंगे आप, और साथ ही आपको मिलेंगी ऐसी पावरफुल बिजनेस स्ट्रैटेजीज जिससे आपकी स्टार्टअप बनेगी और भी ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल। अब से हर शनिवार देखिए सपरिवार स्टार्टअप चैंपियंस केवल और केवल दूरदर्शन नेटवर्क पर। आ रहा है बहुत ही जल्द आपकी स्क्रीन पर।
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we pay tribute to the legendary freedom fighter Khudiram Bose, who was executed by the British on the 11th of August 1908. He was only 18 years old when he was sentenced to death, making him one of the youngest martyrs of the Indian independence movement.
Khudiram Bose was born on the 3rd of December 1889 in Mohabani, Midnapur, West Bengal. In 1908, Bose was appointed to kill British magistrate Douglas Kingsford, who was unpopular for passing harsh and cruel sentences on young political activists.
On 20th April 1908, Bose and Prafulla Kumar Chaki threw a bomb at a carriage believed to be carrying Kingsford outside the European Club. But the carriage was occupied by the wife and daughter of Barrister Pringle Kennedy, a leading pleader at the Muzaffarpur bar.
News of the attack swept the entire town, and the Calcutta police were summoned to apprehend the duo. While Bose was apprehended at Vaini train station, where he had arrived the next morning after walking 25 kilometers, Prafulla Kumar ended his life just before being arrested.
The entire community gathered around Bose when he was led handcuffed to the Muzaffarpur police station. After numerous trials and hearings, Khudiram was sentenced to death and executed on the 11th of August 1908.
Such was the spirit of Khudiram Bose that he was smiling while mounting the scaffold. Large crowds thronged the route through which his body was taken out in procession. People kept throwing flowers, silently acknowledging his sacrifice for the cause of freedom. AIR News salutes the great revolutionary.
We also remember nationalist Ram Kalyan, who was martyred on the 11th of August 1947. A resident of erstwhile Bundi state, now in Rajasthan, Kalyan took part in the Bundi workers' struggle in August 1947. On the 5th of August 1947, the workers went on a hunger strike to get their demands redressed. The police arrested and detained a large number of workers and their leaders.
Undeterred, the workers continued their struggle with public support and organized a massive rally on the 11th of August 1947. When the rallists marched with the national flags in their hands, the armed policemen opened fire on them, causing serious injuries to many. Ram Kalyan received severe bullet wounds on his chest and died the same day. We salute the brave
activists Chandarma Prasad and Siyambarm, resident of Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, who took part in the Quit India movement at their native place. While taking part in a Quit India rally on the 11th of August 1942, the two were killed in the police firing on the rallists. AIR News salutes the brave martyrs.
We also remember martyr Bisram Raut, who took part in the First War of Independence in Kolhapur, Maharashtra.
He was caught by the British and put on trial for desertion and mutiny. Bisram was sentenced to be transported for life with hard labour and irons and sent to the Andaman Islands, where he died in detention on the 11th of August 1859. AIR News salutes the brave son of India.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, is being celebrated today across the country. And present them gifts. President Draupadi Murmu has greeted people on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. Ms. Murmu said, Raksha Bandhan is an expression of love and affection of sisters for their brothers. She said, it is also an occasion to reiterate the unbreakable bond between them. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also conveyed greetings to the country on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. China has once again shielded a Pakistan-based global terrorist, Abdul Rauf Azhar, from United Nations sanctions despite incontrovertible evidence against the garb of procedures, as it has put a hold on an US-India joint proposal at the UN Security Council to list Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed commander as a UN-designated international terrorist. In June this year, China similarly put technical hold on the US-India joint proposal to sanction Abdul Rahman Makki, a known Pakistan-based terrorist who is the deputy head of UN-proscribed Pakistan-based terrorist entity Lashkar-e-Toiba. Both Rauf Azhar and Rahman Makki are involved in a number of terror attacks in India, including the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack on Indian Parliament and hijacking of Indian Airlines Flight 814 in 1999. Abdul Rauf Azhar is the younger brother of Masood Azhar and is one of the most wanted persons in India. Experts with the knowledge of UNSC functioning said it has put a question mark on China's sincerity in dealing with the issues related to global terrorism and efforts by UNSC, as it has put technical holds on UN's resolutions twice in last 2 months.
The UN Security Council will hold an emergency meeting tonight to address the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. Kiev and Moscow accuse each other of having bombed over the power plant. Bombings on Tuesday night left at least 14 people dead in southeastern Ukraine near the power plant, the largest in Europe. A second diplomatic source at UN headquarters in New York said the Council's 15 member nations would gather at the request of Russia, one of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, along with Britain, China, France and the United States, which hold veto power over UN resolutions. The 4th India-Bangladesh Annual Defence Dialogue, co-chaired by Defence Secretary Dr. Ajay Kumar and Principal Staff Officer of Armed Forces Division of Bangladesh, Lieutenant General Wakharuzzama, was held in New Delhi today. During their interaction, they reviewed ongoing defence cooperation between the two countries and expressed satisfaction that collaboration is growing despite difficulties imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The talks covered the existing bilateral exercises and training and agreed to increase the complexity of these exercises. Both sides emphasized the need to work closely to implement the $500 million line of credit extended from India for defence items.
Former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who last month fled anti-government protests in his country, has left Singapore, immigration authorities said today. A one-sentence announcement on the website of the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority did not provide his destination, but officials in Thailand on Wednesday said they had been asked by the Sri Lankan government to allow him entry and that he would be permitted to stay temporarily. The Sensex today climbed more than 500 points. The key domestic stocks gained amid positive cues from global share markets. The Sensex closed above 59,300 level and the Nifty ended above 17,650 points. In the forex market, the rupee weakened 12 paise against the US dollar. A report from the business desk.
Sensex rose 515 points, a 0.88% to finish at 59,333. Nifty gained by 124 points, a 0.71% to close at 17,659. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee weakened by 12 paise against the US dollar. The domestic currency closed at 79 rupees and 64 paise against the American unit. Gold was trading at 52,440 rupees per 10 grams at the multi-commodity exchange for October contracts. Silver was trading at 58,850 rupees per kilogram for September contracts when reports last came in. And oil prices rose more than 0.5% amid better demand prospects after ease in US inflation. Brent crude was trading at $98.40 per barrel. Arjun Chaudhary for AIR News.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will hover between 27 and 34 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is likely to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will hover between 24 and 31 degrees Celsius. Kolkata is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be around 25 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 31 degrees Celsius. Chennai will witness a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 27 while maximum will be around 37 degrees Celsius. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be around 20 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 33 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Jagdeep Dhankar takes oath as Vice President of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes him very best for a fruitful tenure. India Post sells more than 1 crore national flags in just 10 days. Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah to inaugurate National Conference of Rural Cooperative Banks in New Delhi tomorrow. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha vows to deal with terrorists and their supporters in a befitting manner. Delhi government makes wearing of face mask mandatory in public places after surge in COVID cases. Senior Trinamool Congress leader Anubrat Mondal sent to CBI custody till 20th of August in Asansol after his arrest in cattle smuggling case. China shields a Pakistan-based global terrorist from United Nations sanctions despite incontrovertible evidence. UN Security Council to hold emergency meeting tonight to address the crisis at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear complex. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.